Okay, the Call of Duty Vanguard beta. I don't even know where to start with this. I got so much to talk about. So yeah, let's just get straight into this. No need for an intro or anything. There's a lot of bad. I'm gonna be honest. Like this has not been a good experience. There's been a lot of bad. There's been some good, but a lot more bad. I think I should start with the good because it's much easier to just say something's good because you don't really have to explain it. But when something's bad, you gotta really explain it. But let me just get into this. The engine, it's the Modern Warfare engine. I like it much better than the Cold War engine. It looks pretty nice. I'll talk about graphics and performance in the negative, but it looks cool. Also, Destructible Surfaces. I thought it would be sort of a gimmick, and it sort of is a gimmick because it's not like Battlefield level. The entire map is gone, but it can't be like that. It's Call of Duty. But I do think it's pretty nice, especially on the maps like Eagle's Nest, where at the beginning of the game there's so much, especially in the dining room, and then at the end everything's destroyed, and it's just so cool to see the progression of the map. And those destructible surfaces, it's very obvious what they are, so you're not going to be tricked into, oh hey, I can hide here, but then you're going to get shot through it, or it's going to be destroyed. You know exactly what it is. There's a really nice part on that tropical map. I'm not even going to say the name, but it's a far end to the map, and it's a flank route, and it's just a beach, and really the only cover you have are some boats and then those destructible fences. So you can go there. You have a chance to sneak up on the enemy, but if they do catch you, you can hide behind the fences, but they're not too reliable. So I do like that. Weapons and gunsmith. I think the gunsmith it's just better in Modern Warfare. I'm gonna be honest. I think Modern Warfare's gunsmith, it was the first, and I think it's just the best. Ever since Modern Warfare, they tried to like change the gunsmith some way. Like in Cold War, they had basically grips do one thing and that's it. They don't really branch out. But in here, they have lots of ammo types and just lots of attachments in general, and you can have 10 attachments. But I feel like having 10 attachments on your gun takes away a lot of the choice. I mean, yeah, you have to choose within a class, but I guess I'll have to compare this to Modern Warfare because pretty much the only thing I can compare it to. In Modern Warfare, if you can make a build that's fast but has lots of recoil, or you can make a build that has no recoil but is slow, or a build that is great sprint out time and is pretty good at long range. But what I'm getting at is that there's lots of builds that you could make in Modern Warfare with here, because you have 10 attachments. You can put on some attachment. It's like, oh no, I have a downside, but I can just put on another attachment and it just fixes it. So also the magazine types. There's lots of ammo conversions in this, which is pretty cool to see. But honestly, like, there's one extended mag and maybe one fast mag for every gun, which that's just no. I think there was one gun in the beta. I don't know if there was one gun in the beta that even had access to just normal extended mags. I mean, I don't know if that's true because I haven't leveled up all the guns, but I don't know. There's being one extended mag and having all these ammo types, like, it's cool, but sometimes I just like the gun and I just want a bigger magazine. They have proficiencies and kits, which are just weapon perks. I mean, they're sort of useful. And then there's also ammo types, which, I was worried about, but they're not too bad. I mean, I'm still worried about a little bit about explosive, and I feel like some of them should have downsides, because a lot of these just don't have any downsides. FMJ rounds, just bullet penetration, no downsides. I get that. Subsonic, I feel like they should probably reduce your bullet velocity, considering if you put subsonic on, you don't really need a suppressor, and you could use anything else. So, incendiary, it's incendiary, but there is downsides, so I like that. Hollow point removes penalty when hitting limbs, so that's just, I think that's good to make gunfights, feel a lot more consistent. Then there's lengthen, and there's the frangible ammo type, and there's also a kit. I don't know which one it is, but there's a kit, and they both give you increased flinch, which I don't feel like you should have something that gives you flinch and there's no downsides. I feel like if you're giving the enemy more flinch, there's got to be a downside about that, because it's flinch. It is so annoying to deal with, and when there's a lot, it's just not cool. It's not cool. Okay, now I'll move on to weapon balance. I feel like the weapon balancing is fine. I don't really see a reason why you wouldn't use the machine pistol as a secondary, but, launchers are terrible. They're all terrible. The burst assault rifle, I feel like that needs a buff, but to be fair, most bursts are either, they're bad or they're good. There's not really a mediocre burst I can think of. This is just a bad burst. The shotguns are all really weak. Like, just normal shotguns are terribly weak. These feel worse than Cold War's shotguns, which were secondaries, and these are primaries. I mean, yeah, sure, the shotguns are fun when you have slugs on. It's actually surprisingly fun. Probably the most fun I've had in the beta, just using slugs on the revolving shotgun, but I feel like a little bit of a buff. You don't want to overtune them like Modern Warfare, but the M1 Grand, I just feel like there's something wrong with it. I don't know, when I use it, I just felt like there's something wrong with it, but maybe you just need some more attachments, make it faster. And sniper rifles, I feel like the Kar 98 is just better than the 3-line, I'm going to be honest. Like, I know they have all that, but I just feel like the Kar 98 is more consistent and just better. STG pretty powerful, Thompson pretty powerful, MP40 pretty powerful, even the bar. I feel like the Gannon bomb, like to pull it out, it takes a bit longer than the grenade, but I just don't feel like it's got the strength to justify that. It's just not very good. The perks, they're fine. I don't know why you have radar in a perk. Again, I would just prefer if radar was just normal, just always on, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So there's 4 maps in the beta. I think Red Star is probably by far the worst. It's way too big. The visibility is terrible on that map. If someone's on the other side of the map, you can barely see them. It's terrible. I mean, I like the look of the map. It reminds me of something from World at War. I get this is a World War II game, but I don't know. It just feels like it's straight out of that game. But it just plays terribly. Then there's the tropical map. I'm not gonna attempt to say the name. It's decent. I don't think it's too good, but I don't think it's too bad either. I think it's fine. There is Hotel Royale, which is chaotic. It's pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's solid. And then there's Eagle's Nest, which I do quite like Eagle's Nest. I feel like it's probably the best map. It's fast-paced, but it's also pretty good. Yeah, that's just a rough rundown of the maps. I feel like in a beta you should put your best foot forward, give the best maps. If these are the best maps, I don't know, but the Cold War beta, I don't think it had the best maps from that game either, so for some reason, the past 3 COD games, it just put the biggest maps in the beta. They had Gazno Raid in the Modern Warfare beta, and Miami in the Cold War beta. It's just, why would you do that? There's the spawns. The spawns in these maps, I think, are genuinely terrible. Like, there are some good moments, but in Patrol especially. Patrol has probably the worst spawns I've ever seen. Ever. Yes, worse than Modern Warfare. They're just terrible. I know there's game modes where you can play with the spawns and kind of, like, trap people, but, you know, I feel like you have to be trying to do that to do that in some modes. Demolition is one of them where the enemies basically spawn in the same place, but in Patrol, these are just genuinely terrible spawns. I feel like if you played Red Star Patrol, you know there's an area at the back of the map where basically the entire team will spawn, and then when the game realizes, hey, we probably shouldn't spawn them there, it spawns them into a hotel right near that area, so then they'll probably just kill everyone who is shooting at them. It is the weirdest, most backwards spawning system I've ever seen. Also in Eagle's Nest, I was playing Patrol, and we just kept spawning in the same room that had enemies in it. It's weird. I know it's a beta, and they should probably get this fixed out. And it's basically just Patrol. I haven't seen too many bad spawns on the other maps and game modes, but yeah, it's not good. The kill streaks are fine. I don't think they're anything exceptional. They have the War Machine, the Death Machine, but if you die with them, you still get them back in the next life, which I find kind of strange, but sure, whatever. But I genuinely think the Motor Barrage is probably one of the worst streaks ever. It's not even the streak itself is bad. It's taken the Modern Warfare route of, hey, instead of just giving you a tablet, let's give you a thing. You have to actively mark it. Like in Modern Warfare, there's the precision in the cluster, which I think we're fine. You know, you get more powerful streak, but you have to visually be able to see where you want to send it. But here with the Artillery Barrage, this takes it like way too far. The description says you have a flare to throw in the marked area. It's not a flare, it's like more of a landmine. So the thing does not go very far. So you're basically calling a Motor Barrage on yourself, and that's just no. No. It's just so backwards and bad. I don't think I even need to explain it. Also, for some reason, when I use the Motor Barrage, it could just be my controller, but specifically this shriek, it just messes up my controller. Like, I'll pull it out and then try to throw it, but it just won't work, and then suddenly a bunch of the stuff with my controller just won't work. I mean, I'll still be able to shoot and jump and all that, but like, picking stuff up or calling anything in, it just doesn't work until I die. Bit weird. probably should fix that. There's also a lot of visual bugs on the maps, a lot of bugs in general. A lot of areas just have this weird effect where it's just everything's popping in and out. And on Eagle's Nest, sometimes you fall through the map when you spawn in. Not really too fun. The field upgrades. Now, there's not much of footsteps in this game. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I did not hear a singular footstep, and I think I like it that way. Like, honestly, just keep it with no footstep volume at all. I know it's probably a bug, because the audio in general is bugged, and I'll talk about that after this, but I think I'd much rather have no footstep audio at all than having Modern Warfare level footstep audio where I can hear someone walking from the other side of the map. But then they also have dead silence as a field upgrade, so it doesn't really do much. I feel, and I'm not saying you should boost the footstep audio, but I think just buffing dead silence in general, like, I think in Modern Warfare it made you move faster and increase your FOV. I would like to see that come back, because right now it just quiets your footsteps and that's it. The field mic is back from Cold War, but instead of being like this area that you just see where everyone is at, it's like a mini UAV in one tiny area. I like that. Pretty cool, I guess. The Goliath is like an RCXD, but a little tank. I did not use it once. Seems cool. I don't think anyone's gonna really be running this too much. Armor plates, I was really worried about these, but I didn't see too many, probably because too many people aren't leveled up yet, but the recharge rate is slow. You probably get like 3 of them a game. It's 3 or 4 a game. It's not too bad. And then the supply box, it's the supply box, it just supplies you. I don't really know what to say about that. It's solid. I know it's a beta, so obviously the connection and stuff is not going to be the greatest, but the connection was not very good. I'd say the first day of the beta, just to give you an example, the first day of the beta, I was using the 3-line rifle, and I probably got 1 or 2 hit markers the entire time I was using it, you know, pretty nice. And then the second day, I just constantly got hit markers, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? And I was just thinking, what changed? Did they nerf it or something? But pretty much nothing changed. It was just the connection. And then I was also using the M1 Grand, and I was not hitting headshots, and it was giving me the headshot medal, or it was showing up the kill I had was a headshot, so that was strange. But I'd assume it would be better upon release of the actual game. The time to kill, I think the time to kill is far too fast. I don't think it should be this fast. I think like the actual time to kill isn't too fast, if that makes sense, but the headshot multiplier on a lot of these guns, it just takes like 1 headshot to increase your time to kill, which, you know, I think most people think, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, because you need to be rewarded for hitting the head, you know, it's a smaller target and stuff, but like I think 1 or 2, I think like 2 headshots, you know, 1 headshot on like a marksman rifle or something, I think that's okay, but basically every gun, like, you know, fast fire rate, assault rifles, SMGs just benefit from 1 headshot. So, and especially because there's flinch in this game, like in Cold War there's no flinch, so I feel like if this game had a high headshot multiplier and also had no flinch, it'd be perfectly fine, but there is flinch, and as I mentioned before, there are things in this game that give you more flinch, so it seems so weird that they would have a high headshot multiplier but then also have pretty high flinch, and also have flinch attachments that give you flinch. It just seems so weird, because sometimes a lot of the gunfights, you know, I will shoot first, I'll be hitting more of my shots, and then they get flinched up and hit my head, and it's just over. It doesn't even matter. Also, the bar, like, I've been killed by the bar, and it feels like a sniper. It genuinely feels like a sniper. It takes like 2 shots to kill, which is absolutely insane. I know it's got a slow time to kill, but like, holy, that's just not okay. That's just not okay. Also, just a random thing I noticed, there's dismemberment in this, so I don't know like what the hell they're doing with that, because I know they want you to pay for that in Modern Warfare and Cold War, but now it's back. I don't know if they're changing up how they're doing their system or whatever, but I hope it's not gone by the time the actual game rolls around and comes out, and it's not just, oh, here's the beta and we'll give you dismemberment, and then when the full game comes out, let's just take that away. That seems a bit weird if they were to actually do that, but at the same time I would not put it past them. Some last minute decision, hey, we should monetize more dismemberment. Also, there is no factions in this game, so like everybody is the same 5 characters, so, you know, it's not the best. Like, you'll constantly be seeing these same dudes over and over and over again, and a lot of the times it's easy to get them confused for your teammates, so that's not good. Hopefully there'll be factions with launch, but I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't know. I mean, I would assume they would have faction because it makes them money. You can have more operators, so they have more skins. But yeah, but I did mention Patrol before having bad spawns, but I do think Patrol is actually a genuinely good game mode. Probably one of my favorite newer game modes in Call of Duty in a while. Like, it's genuinely fun. It's hardpoint, but it's moving, and I think that's really cool. I mean, besides the spawns getting like just being genuinely horrible throughout the entire patrol, I think it's pretty nice because it encourages movement. You can't just sit on a hardpoint and camp there. You have to move around it, and sometimes the hardpoint the patrol zone, I guess, will go in the open, and maybe you don't want to be in the open because you'll just die. So you just get off the patrol zone, wait for it to move past that open area, and then just go back on it. I like that. I don't know. It's a pretty nice game mode. Champion Hill is also a new game mode. I played that twice, and the second time, my teammate, I think he meant to press quick play because he immediately left, so that was pretty fun. Very fun indeed. I honestly, I think I just like Gunfight better. Gunfight's probably the better novelty mode that you'll play once or twice, and they're probably gonna have like Champion Hill tournaments or something like that down the line. But I feel like just Gunfight's better. It's more simple. It's just easier. Yeah, that's that. So they also have different pacings like Blitz, Assault, Tactical, and it's basically just 6v6, 10v10, and 16v16, I think. And also on Red Star, you can get 24 versus 24. I mean, I think this is pretty cool, but there's just not really a reason to play 6v6. I know it's like, maybe you think it's too chaotic, but I don't know. It's just so weird going from Blitz to 6v6. It's such a weird transition. So I should probably mention this. I'm playing on Xbox One S, so obviously I'm not going to get the best just frame rates and everything, because it's basically the third worst performing console, I'd say. Xbox One, and then maybe PS4, and then Xbox One S, which is what I have. I think this game, it's running not definitely up to standard, maybe a bit below, and I've also heard they're adding FOV slider to console. I don't know if it's FOV slider for next gen only, or for current gen and next gen, but I genuinely don't think FOV slider for current gen. I don't know. Because with Cold War you could use FOV slider. I pumped mine up all the way to 120, and I saw no difference with frames. But with this, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I know it. Like, the game already runs not well, and with 120 FOV, it's not gonna run any better. And then also I gotta get to the obligatory mention of skill-based matchmaking. Yeah, I don't like this. Wow, what a surprise. Yeah, they put skill-based matchmaking in the beta. That's kind of stupid. I don't know what the hell you think, but I think that's genuinely stupid-ass move. Skill-based matchmaking is pretty much the only reason I don't play Modern Warfare and Cold War. I think Cold War is mediocre, even like without skill-based, but with skill-based, it's just almost unbearable. Modern Warfare, I think, I like the engine, and that's pretty much the only reason I would play that game, just so I could use that engine, because it's a genuinely nice engine. It feels nice to play, but that's pretty much it. With skill-based, it's just not fun to go back to those games, and I'm sure this video is not going to change anyone's mind about skill-based. Like, from what I see, genuinely most people don't like it, but it probably makes them a shit ton of money, so I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I'm hoping that with Halo Infinite and Battlefield 2042 and games like Splitgate that are either don't have skill-based, or if they do have skill-based, they're very open about it and talk, because Activision just doesn't talk about it, and that's just another thing that I genuinely hate, because I feel like if they talked about it, I think I'd be more understanding, if they genuinely talked, but you can't even say the word skill-based matchmaking to Activision or anyone. They will block you. They will fucking... Like, developers just can't talk about it. The only time I saw a developer talk about skill-based wasn't even too much talking about it. It was in the Cold War beta, people were complaining about skill-based, and the developer was like, hey, Modern Warfare 2 and all these other COD games you love had skill-based. So yeah, I wrote the code, but it wasn't basically saying, hey, we have skill-based. Probably just a mad developer. I mean, I would be mad too, but that's pretty much the closest thing I've seen to COD devs actually acknowledging skill-based, and that's like an offhanded remark, so I don't think we're going to see any change anytime soon unless people just stop buying this. I mean, I genuinely pre-ordered this game just so I could get access to the beta. I'm going to cancel my pre-order immediately after the beta is done, if I can do that. Hopefully I can. Yeah, skill-based is just not good. It just it's just not good to play. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like my good games are earned. It feels like when I'm doing bad, it'll be like, hey, have a good game, so then you'll buy more cosmetics, or if I'm doing good, then I'll be like, have a bad game, so you'll buy more cosmetics. Think you're good. I just, it's so manipulative. I just don't like it. But hey, it's not gonna change. I can't really do anything about that. Also, the XP. XP is really weird. At least like gun XP, when you kill people, it's weird. They have eliminations, which I don't know how I feel about that with kill streaks. I don't know. I feel like they work better with score streaks because they give you score and stuff, but sure, it's there. Eliminations are also something I just don't like, because I look at the scoreboard and I know I'm doing terrible, but then I'll look and I'm going positive, and I know I'm not going positive, but it's because I'm getting eliminations, and I just don't like that. But that's just me. But like, at least like the number that pops up when you get a kill is really weird. Sometimes I'll get like 100 for a normal kill, nothing. Sometimes I'll get like 300 for an elimination. Sometimes I'll get like 500. It's just so inconsistent and weird. There's probably a lot of stuff that I have not mentioned because I have absolutely no script, and you can probably tell that I have no script because I'm just really just winging it here. Because you can tell it's not very organized. Not, my thoughts aren't cohesive too much. I hope they're a little bit cohesive so you can kind of get what I'm trying to say, but also, you can see nameplates through walls. It's just this weird thing. I know apparently they had this in the Gunfight Alpha. You could see it through destructible walls, but in Hotel Royale, there's like the bar, and I can see people's names whilst I'm underneath the bar, and I can see people's names whilst I'm looking at the bar if they're hiding like underneath that little if they're hiding underneath the bar. A bit weird. I feel like they should probably fix that. Another just random thing. The pistol model, like the cloth it's in, it clips through the cloth. I don't know why it does that. It does that for every single pistol. You could just move the cloth a little bit down, or move the pistol a little bit down, or just remove the cloth. I don't know. It's just so weird and strange. Also, with the maps, there is a decent amount of there is some interactivity, which I do like. It gives you a better feeling of the maps. Not just like interactive as in destroying the environments and stuff, but also with the destruction. You can destroy doors and stuff, and I know that was a big, people did not like doors in Modern Warfare 2019. Honestly, I didn't mind them too much. I mean, I'd prefer if there was no doors, but it didn't really matter to me too much. But you can destroy the doors, so if you don't like them, just break them, honestly. But I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say about the Vanguard beta. Now, before I end this video, I want to talk about some other thing, and this is more just speculation and stuff. So, well, if you just want to hear someone's thoughts about the beta, that's it. Just but now I genuinely think that this skill-based thing is not working out for them, because with this beta, they've extended the beta 2 days, which I don't remember happening for any other COD beta. I could definitely be wrong. Like this one, I'm not sure about it being right. I'm saying I'm about 50-50, at least in recent memory. Like, it's just for seemingly no reason they extended the beta, and I feel like they did this so they could draw in more players and have people play more, so it looks better on their sheets and stuff they show to investors or whatever. I genuinely don't know how anything with investing works, but I'd assume that's how it works, right? You get a beta, hey, this is how much hype you have for the game. With all this stuff with the beta, I feel like a decent chunk will be changed, but I think Call of Duty betas, a lot of people know, they're not betas, they're just demos, and in fact, not even Call of Duty. Pretty much every single big gaming company, any single big game, basically, their betas aren't betas, they're more or less demos. You play the game a little bit early, and it changes a tiny bit from when you play it, but basically there's not going to be too much happening. Sledgehammer, they did change COD World War II a lot, so hopefully we see this game change a lot, hopefully for the better too. Post-launch, when the game launches, I hope it's a lot better than the beta, and also post-launch too. So there's a lot of stuff tweaked or added that people don't like, and I feel like that's probably pretty much the only good thing about Sledgehammer, I'm gonna be honest. Sledgehammer just sort of felt like they've been in between Infinity Ward and Treyarch. But with COD World War II, I think the biggest thing is that they actually just genuinely listen to the community, which I do like, because Treyarch and Infinity Ward, they seem to, hey, we have this designed for a game, we're not really going to change it. Modern Warfare, they didn't have a minimap originally, then they added a minimap, more like, here, just have a goddamn minimap, shut up, stop talking about our lack of minimap. Yeah, it felt like that. But Sledgehammer, I feel like they're more open to criticisms and genuinely change their games. This is going on way too long, but here's what I'm thinking. They extended the beta. I don't see them usually doing this with betas. I haven't seen them do this for too many betas. I haven't seen many betas just be extended. I could be wrong about this beta extending thing, but also they've been giving away a lot of free codes to the beta, which is really weird too, because they don't usually do that because they want you to pre-order, give them your money before the game's even out, and then you get access to the beta, or early access to the beta, and they've been giving that a lot away for free, so, I I feel like something might be happening. Hopefully there's some change coming soon. Hopefully, maybe. Skill-based matchmaking in the beta, that's just despicable. Like, skill-based matchmaking in a normal game, not even talking about it, that's terrible, but skill-based matchmaking in a beta, that's just genuinely, like, that should be a war crime. I want to test things out, I want to try out every gun, but I can't try out every gun when everyone's using the SDG and sweating and slide canceling and all that. I just want to sort of test everything out for the beta, see if everything's working properly, but I can't exactly do that when everyone's sweating their asses off all game. So those are my last thoughts about skill-based and this Vanguard beta. Very disjointed, very all over the place. I have no script for this, I'm just sort of talking. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this video won't be too long, hopefully. And yeah, that's the end.